Hello, everybody, and welcome to session number 2 of the Athenaeum campaign. We are ready to dive right back into the thick of it. Things have started to amp up very quickly as we neared the climax of the last session. But before we jump right into the action, let's go ahead and start our warm-up question. So, we are in Gourmet City, and as we know, a big theme of the city, not just superheroes and mangas and comics, is also food. So, my warm-up question is, what is your character's favorite food, least favorite food, and do they happen to have any dietary restrictions of any sort?
Ooh.
Whether it's, because of health or because of any other reason why you have a dietary restriction. Do they have any? I'm just curious.
For Sam, I think his favorite food is still that kind of homey comfort food. So definitely something like the meatloaf with mashed potatoes and gravy. Least favorite food, I would say, would be anything that is like over greasy and fried, even though he most likely eats some of that. But I think greasy stuff would definitely set him off. So nothing specific, but greasy.
Gotcha. I do remember, at least during your interview, that you said that you had a tendency to frequent a diner. And is that not necessarily because of the food at the diner and more because of the company? Or
Yeah, I think kind of twofold. I think partly because of the company, but also because Sam isn't a fantastic homebody. So it's easier for him to go and eat somewhere than it is for him to cook something.
With Blackadder, his favorite's definitely like fresh made bread because he doesn't get it very often. You don't bake on a boat. So when he does get it, it's like a rare treat. Least favorite is probably like hardtack. Or honestly, probably sweet things, more because it's like the rich person food and he thinks it's bullshit. So he doesn't like sweets, even though he hasn't really had sweets.
It's actually kind of similar to the food that she ended up picking out in the food court, but any sort of soups with like a really nice broth, it's very like comforting for her. And least favorite, I mean, she is a teenager, so really a lot of vegetables she doesn't like, so she tend to avoid those.
So with Frankie in his world, I think he's so used to eating rations and these pastes that his favorite is probably, and I think I alluded to this in the chemistry read, is he loves anything with caramel. And it's because they can dispense it, right? So it's like this, he has like, they have all these like caramel, tubes and dessert tubes and things like that. So I think that's his favorite, is the sweetness, and he just likes the taste of it. That is his favorite of all time. Least favorite, I don't think he has a least favorite. He'll eat just about anything. He has a big appetite, so he would never say no. Yeah, and definitely no dietary restrictions whatsoever.
Well, star, because they are a pixie, anything sweet. Because
Okay.
for mythological reasons, fairies and fays they love sugar. So anything sweet, it's right up his alley. No dietary restrictions, but it's kind of in the same vein as Tori. Greens, kind of not really a fan of greens, but he will eat them if necessary.
As for Sue, so Sue doesn't have a least favorite because she appreciates food of all types. So she's always been very adventurous, probably unsurprising. Her favorite of all foods is, because she's very big in umami and things like that. I'm gonna give her two. So in general, she just loves Japanese food. So sushi is up there, and so is ramen. So either of those she will gladly take on any given day. she does have a food allergy. But I'm going to let that reveal itself in-game.
Oh, no.
But she does have a food allergy. So we'll see how that goes. It is not cola, though, fortunately. It's not cola. My only weakness.
Oh, no.
Well, that would be very anime, though.
Yes.
Right?
Okay. So let's just get back into the action.
The day was as crazy as an old lady with too many cats. 1 minute, on a case that was as dirty as the East River. The next, I'm meeting these strangers, claiming to be from different times and worlds. Each figure carries some unfinished business, and each with the same disbelief I feel in my bones. Now we're helping Sue, a doll who seems timid and helpless, but able to hold her own, despite her awful cooking. When the chips are down and we gotta act, what else can I do but climb into this pepper the size of 2 sedans, see where the path leads.
So last time in Flavor and the Flavor Senshi, we found our heroes battling the Chowboy Bebop group, and they are terrorizing the city. Very Power Ranger style, Monster of the Week kind of situation. And they summoned this 2-liter bottle, but a ginormous 2-liter bottle style monster that is trying to shake itself up until it explodes and erupts all over the city, and who knows what's going to happen. When that happens, probably best to avoid, if possible. You each have your own flavor Zords. Once you get inside your individual vehicles, it's very interesting how it all just fits like a glove to you. Like, you just have this innate like knowledge of how to drive and operate this thing, and you just seem to like have this matrix download into your head of what levers and buttons you need to push. You know, you don't have to worry about pushing the green lever or anything like that. You just know second nature how to drive this thing. And again, each of your vehicles are themed around your specific flavor, so use that creativity as we're going through this scene. You're going to hear through the comms, somehow you can all communicate to each other in each of your different flavor Zords, Sue saying, "Okay, everyone, now we have to be very careful about this thing because we don't want it to explode over the city, so we can't attack it directly, but we want to avoid catastrophe. So, does anyone have any ideas?" Meanwhile, all the citizens are, down running and screaming, and the weird thing is, because this is a thing in Power Rangers, you don't actually see any people on the ground as you're all like stomping around. But you still hear them screaming and running around amok for whatever reason, even though you can't see them. Also, all the buildings suddenly look like cardboard. Suddenly, they look like cardboard.
Okay.
I mean, should we try to get them away from the city?
That's a great idea! How do you think we should do that?
I have no idea.
How do we move them out of the city?
I don't even know what that thing is.
Can we push it?
We can give it a try. I'm wondering if we carefully roll it on this side. Maybe we can roll it. Oh, but we'd have to be careful. Maybe we'd have to...
Could we sit up the top of it somehow? So that we could roll it without it. Boom.
Oh yeah, is there a cap on top?
There is a cap on top, yes.
Okay, so just need to make sure they don't open that cap.
I think that your flavor Zord, Pink, she says over the comms, has some sort of a sticky or glue-like mode of some sort.
I wouldn't be surprised if it did.
I think the frosting on your cake might be able to seal it at least temporarily.
We can do that if somebody else can get it onto its side, maybe, so we can push it, get it out of town.
Toilets to Frankie, who's very strong.
Wrap it up, Frankie.
Oh, wrap it up, Frankie. Yeah, I'm assuming your pretzel can untwist itself and
Oh yeah, that'd be interesting. Yeah, the pretzel kind of morphs itself.
Like the Transformers sound. Yeah. All right, cool. The big pretzel untangles itself and starts to wrap around the bottle, and the bottle's, he does have limbs, so he starts like screaming. He's still trying to shake itself.
Yeah.
So it's still very unstable, so you do have to be careful.
Do we put it on its side then?
Star will be like, well, maybe if we since Frankie, you got it, maybe if we knock it over and get it to roll, if you can roll it while it's on its side, would that work?
Can try.
Is black powder going to seal the top? Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and get the top of it sealed down, like completely glued, like a wax top to a liquor bottle or something.
So visually, what's happening with your Zord?
With my Zord, because you said it's a giant cake.
It's a giant pink cake with like berries all over it. Maybe some frost.
It gets closer to it, and then it just starts spinning really fast, and icing just starts splashing onto it.
Okay.
Nice.
I'll turn it over to its side.
Okay, so Frankie, roll me a strength roll, and because you're in a Zord, you get a +6 advantage. 13 versus 16, so +6 means, you definitely succeed by a lot. Yeah, so you will very effortlessly, the pretzel Zord will move it onto its side. What happens next?
Yeah, I'm ready. You guys help me roll it.
There's a whole bunch of people in the way, though. We have to somehow get them out of the way or to safety or something.
Tori, you clear the path, and Star and I'll push it while Frankie holds it.
You sure you want me to do that?
Stay away from the possible explosion. Just clear the path.
Okay. Well, what can I do with an artichoke? Can she pull out one of the leaves and I don't know, I'm trying to think of...
Sure.
I almost thought of them as throwing stars, but I don't know how that's gonna keep people safe or get them away.
When you pull out one of the leaves, you notice that the leaves exudes a very strong bitter odor.
Mm-hmm.
A strong bitter odor that's not very appealing for people to be around. So what do you do at that point?
Yeah, I'll toss it out where all the people are to try to get them.
You'll toss it out where the people are, and the vast majority of people are like, ooh, vegetables, ooh, artichoke, that's so bitter. And people start dispersing from the area immediately.
All right, everybody's clear. Go ahead, Frankie.
Well, I'm holding on to it. You guys have to help push it.
Oh.
All right. So each of your Zords are going to try to push it out of the city, and you can hear the Chowboy Beepops, kind of yelling at each other. Quick, we have to get control. Ow! Stop elbowing me. We gotta fight back. Yeah, I know, but we're tied up right now. Okay. We need a plan B. What's plan B? Shake more? Okay, shake more. So they're just gonna keep shaking. And you will eventually reach just outside of the city. And it's gonna be like this. I'm gonna say it's just this um, clearing, I suppose, just right, this very convenient clearing right out of the city. So that if a thing does explode, you'll have very minimal damage, I would say. But it does seem like, even despite sealing the cap, this thing is going to blow any moment. So Sue's gonna say, "We need to act fast, everybody." Any other suggestions?
So Star will be like, okay, now that we got it on its side, it's away from the city, and it's still gonna blow. Is there a way to, capture all of the soda before it flows out?
That's true. Capture it, or maybe burn it.
Huh.
Okay.
I can do that.
I just had an idea that might get rid of those guys for a while at least. But I don't know how it would handle actually the soda itself. But if we,
Can I light things on fire as an artichoke? I can give it a try.
Onto its head and let the cap off. Bottle rocket.
I think Spicy also has some fire abilities too.
Yeah, I definitely will see if the pepper, if the top of the pepper can open up and just start blasting out some fire and heat.
Yeah, you'll be able to blast out some fire and heat, and I think that Sue will say, "Oh, and also Yellow, maybe some of your caustic, acidic juice might also be able to help. I don't know, make a chemical reaction. I'm not a sciencey person. Might be able to help that too."
Star will be like, sounds like a plan. So Star will start shaking the lemon so it'll do like a lemon twist and it'll like spritz.
Squeeze. Yes. Nice. Yeah, you'll go ahead and do that, and after a few seconds, "It looks like it can't take it, Captain. She's about to blow," you can hear from inside. And as one of the Cowboy Bepops says that, and you'll hear another voice say, "Where did that come from?" "I don't know, I heard it from TV." And then son, this big giant soda explodes, and all this cola pops out. But the cola doesn't behave like normal cola you would drink. It actually looks like this is caustic cola that could do a lot of heavy damage. But fortunately, it does seem very flammable. So the fire is burning it all up into nothing, and the acidic reaction with Star's Zord seems to be counteracting it as well. And as it blows up, you see these 5 Cowboy Bebop, soaring into the sky, and they start yelling out, "Cowboy Bebop is blasting off again!" And there's like a little ting at the end as they blast off again.
Very Team Rocket. Very Team Rocket.
You will hear cheers from the crowds in the city yell out, "The Flavor Senshi have saved our city again! Hooray!" And people are cheering. And there's this big, giant celebration. There's, fireworks. And everybody in the streets are out, partying and celebrating and all that good stuff.
I was a little worried because, when you add salt to soda, it makes it worse.
Yeah. I was afraid they were going to drop a giant Mentos into it.
That's what I kind of become like a giant Mentos if I go and shoot my sea salt at them. It would just been like a huge Mentos explosion. It would have made it 10 times worse.
Yeah.
They were planning on exploding that thing no matter what, right? So wouldn't they have been tossed away no matter what? That's a really stupid idea.
I agree. I don't know if they thought that thoroughly, 100%. But hey, at least our teamwork was solid.
Yeah, no, this clearing was convenient.
Yeah, this clearing has definitely served a very good purpose over the years, which is why we never build on this side of the city.
Yeah. Should use it for the future.
Mhm.
All right, everybody, we probably should transform back. And so she's going to jump out of her very anime theatrically, jump out of her white fish. And then her Zord goes off into the sunset.
Nice.
Star will just follow suit, taking her lead as she does it like overly dramatically. And since
I'm gonna ask, what is your anime pose as you like land? Is it like how does Star look like when you land?
okay, so when Star jumps out, he jumps out and he does like the leap of faith from like Assassin's Creed, and then right before he does like the land, he does like an over the top, like, I don't know, have you ever seen like a ballerina when they do like the, I forget what you call it, like the pirouette? So when they land like he lands like in a pirouette, and then he does the dab as he comes down, and there's like over the top explosions. Don't know where they come from.
Oh yeah, right behind him.
Yeah.
Yes, I love that.
Tori quickly climbs out of the artichoke because she hates vegetables. She's like just shuddering, like getting out. And I mean, it's not graceful when she climbs out. She kind of stumbles, but then she like crosses her arms like she did when she did her initial transformation.
Nice.
I look tough.
Again, more explosions just randomly in the background.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I think Frankie will like jump out, and it's like a very straight shot up. And as he does, he kind of hovers at that peak with his cape like flying in the back, like, and then he does like a forward flip and then lands with that superhero landing, like kaboom.
Nice.
The fist down and everything.
Yeah.
Yes, love it. How about Black Powder or Sam?
So Sam, when he jumps out, it's not going to be like overly graceful or anything. Also pretty stiff and everything. And as he lands, it'll be with the popping the fedora on and then lighting the smoke.
Yes, love it.
Black Powder just climbs out and is like, "Oh, today." Just lights up his pipe and is just walking away at this point.
Nice. I would like for everyone to roll me perception seeing, or whatever the equivalent of perception seeing is. I forgot. So everyone who did succeed, you see something in the spot where the cola had exploded. Something on the ground where the cola had exploded.
Tori will immediately run over and go investigate.
You'll run over it, and it appears to be a bookmark.
Guys!
And not just any bookmark. The bookmark has a design on it, so it's different from the bookmark that you saw when you were in the strange room. This one looks similar to the bookmark that brought you in here in the first place, but now it seems to be decorated and emblazoned with pretty much the design of Gourmet City on it.
So she'll pick it up and like wave it over to the group and say, "Guys, look, I found another one."
Ooh.
Another what?
A bookmark.
Bookmark? What was that doing in that big giant contraption?
I don't know, but we found one of these before we came into your world.
Yeah, it's like
Weird. So like multi-universe stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, hard to believe.
I read about that kind of things in mangas.
You did?
Oh sure, back at the library that we were at, she says.
oh. Was there a bowl back there, like the one that because remember we threw it into the bowl?
Uh-huh.
Is there another bowl?
Bowl?
It's like a big dish, like a soup bowl, but it was enormous. It was like this big, and it had like silver liquid in it.
Like a fountain.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Silver liquid fountain. That sounds like an excellent plating right there, she says. Tori, as you're having this conversation, the bookmark starts to glow in your hands.
The last bookmark didn't do this. Did it?
Roll, just because it's in your hand. Roll me a magic roll, please.
Magic. Is that gonna be?
I think that'll just be if you don't have. What do you normally roll to cast your abilities? Is it
Intelligence.
intelligence? Yeah, roll me an intelligence then, an IQ.
Oh. Well, I did not pass.
Okay. It looks like it was starting to activate and react, but then it fizzles out and goes back into its default mode. But you feel like you can activate this item. It's just you didn't do it properly.
I don't know what we just did, but it was glowing. So maybe we need to figure out how to trigger it and make it glow again.
Okay. How do we do that?
Well,
Is it magical?
I think so.
Maybe.
Does anyone know magic?
if it's magic, maybe Star can try.
You want to try it, Star? And she'll hand it to him.
Star will take it and go, so you just work your mojo on it?
Yeah. Go ahead and roll your IQ.
Okay.
Okay.
6.
I think that'll succeed. Cool. So the bookmark seems to activate this time, and again, the world starts to shake, similar to from before when each of you were in your own individual worlds. And then again, you see in the distance, the entire city starts to fold up like the pages of a book. And then you're like, oh, I remember this. This is what I do remember. And then as the buildings start to fold in on top of you, before that happens, everything flashes white, and you all return back into the strange room you're in. But there seems to be a change in the room. And, surprisingly, Sue has come along with you as well.
Ooh, we can bring people with us.
That's interesting. Never get
Right.
used to that folding up thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't
So
I don't like it very much.
That furniture is there in the room?
Yeah, so what you actually see, the furniture that wasn't there before, there appears to be a full kitchen and a dining table with six chairs. Sue's immediate reaction, she definitely looks very puzzled. She has no idea where this is. So she's just looking around and going, "What is this place?
This is where we were before.
This is where your world is?"
No.
No. No.
No.
No.
We were pulled from our worlds to here.
Then how did I get here too?
I guess
Very good question.
maybe proximity to us when we got brought back, perhaps.
Well, if you needed our help and we came to help you, maybe you're here to help us.
Huh. Well, as a flavor senshi, I am here to serve. So, I guess since we're all friends, right?
That's true.
Yeah.
But we're friends. Yes.
Friends.
All right, she says, and then as she jumps, like the background around her freezes, and it's like one of those the ending of an episode where she does like this freeze frame, but all the rest of you are not frozen. She's
Right,
just
we're all
frozen
like,
in place.
Are all the speech bubbles gone?
Yeah.
While she's like doing this in the air, Star will walk up and go, "Are you okay?" Like poke at her in the side.
Yeah, you'll tap her for a moment, and then she'll start to blink. And then, as she blinks, you'll hear the Japanese anime sound effects. Bloop, bloop. And then she stops freezing, and sits back down and says, "Oh, I'm fine. What just happened?"
Star will slowly step back and say, "Y'all all saw that, right? It wasn't just me."
Just I
Yeah.
saw it too.
Yeah. How'd you do that?
Yeah.
How did you do what?
That freezing in midair thing.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Blackwater just sits down.
He's had a day.
Poor baby.
He's old enough to be Sam's dad. He's exhausted.
Well, like Frankie turns to Sam, like, "Well, you're still black and white."
But normal to me, so I
Yeah,
don't-
it's like Frankie's like black and white, frozen girl in midair.
We don't
No
question it anymore. We don't question it anymore. So,
But at least your kitchen looks fantastic.
Yeah, that's new.
How was it
Yeah.
there before?
Yeah.
yeah, I want to check it out.
Yeah, go ahead, Sam. What do you do when you get to the kitchen?
I want to just start looking to see if there's like any. I mean, I know the holistically it's new, and I imagine a lot of it's kind of different compared to what I'm used to. And
Yes. Yes, this one definitely is more modern, as in our modern. Yes.
so I just want to look around and see if I can like see anything that gives any kind of indicator on like techniques or anything. I want to be able to point out something to Sue to help her improve her cooking a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Just all focused on helping Sue. Oh yeah, 3.
Really good.
It's like a
Mhm. That's a critical success, yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I mean, to help her improve, I mean, I don't know if necessarily just by looking at a kitchen and its appliances, there's anything specifically, like there isn't any, like, how-to pamphlets or anything, like how to be a better cook. But I mean, all of the equipment looks high quality, all of the knives look like perfectly sharp, and, you know, it's definitely like an ideal kitchen that maybe in a cooking competition like MasterChef like would provide to all of the contestants. Do you check the refrigerator or there's also a pantry area too that I don't have pictured on here, but it's there. Do you check the pantry and or the refrigerator itself or anything?
Yeah,
You do? Okay. So first of all, Sam, when you make contact with the fridge actually temporarily transforms into a 1920s style refrigerator that you are very familiar with.
okay.
And it turns black and white as well. Of course, to everybody else, it turns black and white. To you, it just looks normal. You open the fridge, and it happens to contain the ingredients, and only the ingredients, for an awesome meatloaf recipe. Only the ingredients.
All right. Yeah, I'll just call out to her that everything she needs to make a great meatloaf right here in the fridge. If she wants to practice her hand, she's got plenty to try, and I'll be happy to taste and give her, just input on how to best crumble up crackers and mix it in with the meat and all of that stuff.
You mean you can teach me, Red?
Yeah, absolutely. Great.
Oh, she's just bowing. Thank you so much, arigato. And as soon as you let go, if you close the fridge door again and you let go of it, it turns back into the original fridge. And Sue's gonna say, "Wow, Red, that's quite a trick there. I find it really odd, though, that the only things in the refrigerator is just meatloaf ingredients, though." I'm not complaining. I just find it really, really interesting.
Star will see that and be like, huh. So when you touched the refrigerator, it matched you and your black and whiteness. So Star will walk over, and open the refrigerator, and what happens? Does it remain the same? Does it change?
When you go over, it'll transform into a refrigerator that is more your world style. I'm assuming it's still the same like technology, but it's more to the aesthetically, it's more to your style. And actually, as when it opens, it's almost like a music box. So when you open it, it starts to play music. What kind of music does it play when the fridge opens?
You'll be
Star.
You'll be hearing the theme song to her world, like the little Sailor Moon-ish style music, like dun, 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 dun,
That's
dun,
cute. That's cute. And just out of curiosity, Star, if Star was thinking about a specific dish in that moment, what specific dish? It doesn't have to be Star's favorite, but if you were to think of one in that moment, what would it be?
Oh, chili.
Chili? Yeah. So to everybody's, probably Sam's surprise, the contents of the fridge is no longer meatloaf ingredients. It's now all ingredients that you need to make Star's chili, whatever Star was envisioning in their head.
Okay. So Star will be like, so, Sue, have you ever made chili before?
I have made chili tons of times. Yes.
Well, now it's going to be fantastic because I have the perfect recipe for you. So Star will go and rummage inside and like...
Go ahead. And you're going to put them down to the counter? Yep.
Yep. He'll be like, here. And he'll say, now when you follow these ingredients, and he'll get in her face and be like, the meal will be exquisite. Want to try?
How about I watch and take notes and you just go ahead and do your thing?
Okay. This is going to be interesting because Star can't cook.
Oh. Are you going to tell her that?
Star will take his chances.
Okay. Go ahead and make a... So if nobody else is doing anything else, so Star will start to cook chili. Go ahead and make a roll. A cooking roll.
I'm so sorry, everybody.
We'll see if it's any better. Remember, you're teaching the student here, so she's gonna mimic everything that you're doing.
Oh, fix it and draw stay. Okay.
9.
9.
That's not terrible. Yeah. So we'll see how we'll continue to role play and we'll see how that pans out. So if nobody else is touching the fridge, then Star's just gonna continue showing Sue how to cook this chili. But the rest of you all can do whatever you'd like.
Because I'm assuming we're going to be taking a bit of a rest here. Black Powder's actually going to take off his peg, and start cleaning the stump, like just general day care for it.
Tori will walk over. What you doing there?
Just keeping it clean. It's a necessity.
Can I ask, how did you lose your leg?
It's a pretty standard shipping accident. I was a younger lad. Got hit in a storm, and the rope got tied around my knee. Sail blew up, the rope snapped, completely took it off about an inch lower, and then the doctor had to cut away what was remaining to prevent infection.
Oh, that's cool. I mean that's bad.
It's pretty common among sailors. Rope accidents are the most common. Also how I lost my finger.
Oh. Do you have any other missing limbs I should know about?
Just my leg, my finger, and my eye.
And the peg, do you find it slows you down?
I mean, a lot less than if I didn't have it.
Oh.
I get by. I don't really have any other options. I gotta make a living.
Well, good for you, pirate guy. I mean, Black Powder.
Why do you think I'm a pirate?
Because you look like one. I don't know why you don't see it.
I mean, maybe like we've determined that we're from sort of different times of the same world, right? But when I'm from, this is just regular old sailors are. Pirates and regular sailors kind of dress the same.
But do you do what pirates do? Steal, treasure?
I'm just a sailor. Been a cook on a ship for the last couple of years. Before that, I was a fisherman. Worked on a few trade ships. Just been new way of life since I was about 13.
13? You've been working since you were 13?
I've been working since I was 6.
I'm kind of surprised. I've never worked a day in my life.
It seems things have gotten easier over time. I mean, I don't have parents. There's an orphanage, and they push you out to start working as soon as you're able. Otherwise, you don't eat and you die.
Oh.
It's just
Well,
the way of the world.
That's
It's my world.
so different from my world. I can live with my parents until I'm 18. And I don't know if they're going to make me get a job. Some people live with their parents until they're, 30 or 40.
I mean, clearly things get better for people in general. I mean, you're a lass, wearing trousers, living with your parents, getting educated. I never went to a day of school. Women, where I'm from, never go to school.
Why not?
It's not their place. Women are expected to get married early and pop out babies. That is their job.
Well, yeah,
Here-
things have
here-
certainly changed because that is not the case anymore.
If we ever do go back to my home, you're actually probably not going to be too happy because women aren't allowed on boats either.
They're not allowed on boats.
Bad luck.
Me? Bad luck? I would never bring bad luck to your ship.
Women are bad luck on a ship.
Well, maybe I can change your mind.
We'll see. I've also seen what having a woman on board a ship can do. Same with bananas.
Wait, what can a woman on board a ship do?
When I was younger, maybe mid-20s, I was on a ship and we were supposed to just be transferring this noble family or whatever to another country. They were some diplomatic, I don't know. I was too low in the ranks to really pay much attention. But one of them was a young woman, very beautiful. But she was supposed to stay in her cabin the entire time. The crew was not supposed to see her. However, she decided she wanted to come out and do whale watching. The whole crew saw her that same night. The ship capsized.
How do you know it was because of the woman? That sounds like just a strange coincidence.
Well, that crew, really good crew. And the weather, by all means, was supposed to be perfect for sailing. And then it turned on a dime. We sailors are known to be a superstitious lot. Where I'm from, I don't know if it's the same where you or anyone else is from. Where I'm from, those superstitions are there for a reason.
Well, I guess some people are superstitious in my world, but we just all think they're kind of crazy.
Where I'm from, it's all true. It's also why magic is looked down upon.
So, if I theoretically go to your world, what do you want me to do?
Honestly,
Because I'm a woman and I use magic. That's like a double whammy.
I mean, honestly, best thing to do to keep you safe would probably be to dress you as a boy, and for you to keep that magic under wraps.
You want me to hide who I am?
At least in my world. Star would have to do the same thing. He would get murdered in my world.
Star will stop quick and say what?
Murder?
I think Yellow, Star, I think you're wonderful. I think you're fine. You're charming as hell. But how do I put this in a way that's good for sensitive ears? People like you in my world are actually illegal. Being bright and ostentatious and openly flamboyant, for that rare term, is a dangerous thing to be. I'm the standard norm for anyone who is not some noble prick.
So, Star will like touch his wings. Being a pixie is illegal? And like he'll start to look kind of green a little bit, and he'll be like,
Being different can get you in trouble.
"Oh,
Frankie, I think, could probably fit in alright. Sam, I think, could fit in alright. But you two stand out. And really, Tori could fit in fine. It's just being on a boat. Women are bad luck. And magic is a bad thing where I'm from.
huh."
Well, I guess I would stir things up quite a bit because I'm not only a woman, but very different. She says that very, like, with a smile, very proudly.
And also, you're a foreigner. Which, again, if I'm from a version of your past, I'm sure there's stories and histories about it, right? That's what they teach in schools, right?
Mm-hmm.
History was always my worst subject.
Yeah, I'm not a good student.
Black Powder, your world doesn't sound very tolerant.
It's not.
It reminds me of mine too.
I mean, my world, yeah, either everyone's just scrounging to survive.
Wait, are girls illegal in your world too, for Blue?
Yeah, are they?
No, it's not like that. It's not about boys or girls or it's that young people have abilities that scare the government, and so they hunt us down. That's what happened before I met all of you. Is I was saving a lot of kids that had these abilities, and a friend of mine was shot in the process, and so I know all about intolerance and people wanting to kill you or see you as illegal or not belonging. So
Your friend was shot? When did this happen?
it was before we came into this room, and honestly, I don't still know. I don't know. Sam, do you have any idea what this could be? It's like a holding chamber for us.
Well, I'm still trying to figure it out, but Star, you still have the bookmark?
He'll pull it out of his pocket and say, "Yep."
After we get a chance to eat and kind of collect ourselves, maybe we try to put it back in the fountain and see what happens. In the meantime, I think we just plan for the worst and hope for the best. I know now that we've helped Sue, obviously she's here to help us. Sounds like each and every one of us has got something going on that we could use some help with. Maybe we've just got to help each other through something, and then it'll get things back to normal.
Sounds fair. How's that
Yeah.
chili?
Oh yeah, it's done. And Star will be like, "Soup's on."
All right. It smells okay.
Smells-
It smells like chili. It looks like chili.
It smells
it
good.
taste?
So, if you guys give it a bite, I'm gonna say it's not bad. It's okay. Like, I think Star pulled it off. You know, it's definitely going to fill you up. It's not the best thing you've had in the world, but it's certainly heads and shoulders way better than what Sue made. It's edible. I would say more than edible. And so Sue's going to take a bite, and she's gonna blow on it. She's gonna take a bite, and she's gonna say, "The texture is really comforting, Star. I hope it tastes good too. I can't really tell, but texture-wise, it feels great, and it smells really good."
Well, Star will be Star will say, well, I'm glad you enjoy the texture, because he kind of forgot that because he's kind of absent-minded, so he forgot that she doesn't have taste buds anymore. So he's like, okay, well, and he's like, well, how's it to everyone else? And Star's just chowing down, like, is he starving?
Tori will look at Star and say, Star, I'm a soup connoisseur, and I'll say this does not suck.
Yes!
This is downright delicious compared to what I'm used to, so good job.
Frankie is done. Frankie's done with this bowl. He's going for the second one. It's already like...
For Sam, he just kind of gives Star a approving nod and just says, I didn't have to cook it.
He'll lean over to Sue and say, I haven't cooked this in years. And he goes back to eating.
At this moment, Sue's just going to enjoy the food, and then she's gonna say, this reminds me of the very first time that I tried cooking. Actually, chili, believe it or not, was the very first dish I tried to make. And all of a sudden, the room starts to darken a little bit, and then out of nowhere, like, this spotlight just shines on her as if like she's about to go on this monologue.
Immediately, Black Powder gets up, goes into the kitchen, starts looking for booze.
Yeah. If you go over to the pantry, something washes over the pantry, and it's now pretty much turns into a big giant liquor cabinet, like of really all the liquor that you would ever want.
I'll have the best looking rum I can get and just takes the whole bottle with me and just starts drinking out of the bottle.
Yep. And it tastes just the way it would in your world. Just the way it would. And Sue says, so I used to be in the Girl Scouts, right? And so I wanted to go for my very first merit badge. My cooking merit badge, of course. And so I thought, maybe I'll make some chili for my dad. Well, the thing is, my Grammy, she always said spicy food was from the devil. Food from the devil. But I didn't care.
I look at Sam like...
So I got all the ingredients. I chopped all the vegetables. Mommy helped me a little bit too. And then got into a pot and started cooking it away. And I finally made this amazing bowl of chili. And so I went upstairs to go tell my daddy. My daddy's very excited because my daddy loves chili too, which is part of the reason why I made it. He comes back downstairs and the chili was gone. And my daddy says, where's my chili? And I said, I don't know. Well, apparently, Grandma dumped the whole thing down the drain. My daddy thought that I pulled a sick joke on him. Grammy had no business to do that, she says. And as she's saying that, her entire demeanor changes, and she's starting to wring her hands. She said, that was my chili. I made that chili with my own hands.
Oh, wow.
So she just went through the whole spectrum of emotions.
Frankie's mid eating his bowl, holy hell.
Can someone take care of that?
Star will split up, and while Sue is in the midst of her crying, Star's hand will glow. It'll be Sapphire. He'll be like, yo, Sue, I understand those problems, but maybe if you just allow me to touch you and calm you down just a bit. So should I roll for that?
Sure, you can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yikes. That's an 11.
Yeah, I'm going to say, what is a success?
It was...
What? It's an 11, but what's your target
IQ?
number? What is your
12.
IQ, I guess?
It's 12.
12? Okay. All right, so you're going to try to calm her down a little bit. She takes a deep breath, and then then she looks over and she's gonna see like a blue version of you,
Mhm.
a blue version that's split from you.
Yeah.
Has it split? Okay. And has Star done this to everybody else before?
Only once at the very beginning.
So I don't think Sue's experienced this herself. So she sighs and she feels it looks like she feels a little better, and then she looks towards the sapphire version of Star, and then she and she screams, and then she falls off her chair. Yellow, you're blue, she says, looking at Sapphire. And there's two of you.
Yeah, well, technically there's 5 of us, but just for simplicity, we're just gonna say there's 2. So he'll lean down to help her stand up, say, you all right there, Sue?
Yes, I just have never seen somebody, split themselves like that.
And when he'll help her up, and the Star will be like dusting her off like Sapphire. He said, well, would you like to meet us and learn about all that we are?
There's more of you?
Yep. He'll take a step back, and you'll see Amethyst step out, Rhyolite and Ruby and Topaz, like they're all like standing, and they'll all say in unison, like really creepy, pleasure to meet you, Sue.
Pleasure to meet all of you. Wow, can everybody else in your world do this too?
Well, Amethyst will step forward and say, technically, darling, not everyone can do what we do. And he'll look at Black Powder and say, well, technically in my world, magic is a thing, and it's not really highly looked at. It's actually complicated. And magic has something to do with musical talents, just to simplify it for everyone. And by the way, I am Amethyst at your service. And he'll do like a British gentleman bow. And he'll say, well, and he'll look at the rest of them and said, I think that's enough conversation for today, don't you think, fellas? And they all like group back together, and they'll sit back down and say, so, and he'll just go back to eating, and that's like the end of the conversation for him.
Sue's gonna go back and, again, she seems to like she'll have a lot of questions, but she's still processing this all. So, and then she'll continue. She'll just finish up her chili. You finish up your meal, and the really cool thing is, once you start putting your dishes into the sink, they just disappear and reappear where they're found in the cabinets. So you don't even have to do dishes.
No chores.
One thing that
Ooh.
trends the eras we're all from, none of us like doing dishes.
That'll be nice.
I want this kitchen in my house.
Judge.
Just get whatever ingredients you need.
Mhm.
No dishes. That's like a dream come true.
Should we look around for another bookmark? Should we sleep? What do you lot think?
Well, Star's got the bookmark. Any changes to it, Star?
Star will pull it back out of his pocket and say, no, it just, out of character, you said it looked like it filled in with color, like it actually looks like...
Right.
Okay.
So it looks like a bookmark that represents, yes, the world that you were just at.
Okay. So Star will be like, well, it looks like it's filled in. Then in the room, it looks like, correct me if I'm wrong, did one of the pillars have or bookshelves have like the symbol on it at one point?
Yeah. So I will point out, since Star pointed out, is that this wasn't like this before, but one of the columns, because there's a bunch of columns around this room, over here, actually now has engraved in it. It actually has the person with the cape engraved in it, and it wasn't that way before.
Star will be like, well, that's new. So he'll flutter over to the column, and is there like a surface or where he can like place the bookmark?
No, there's no place on it. There isn't like a shelf or anything. It's just an engraved column. That's it.
Star will like touch and say, well, I can't put it here. And he'll fly back over to the actual bookshelf.
Sure.
Where the bookshelf is, and he'll like he'll look at the bookshelf and say, well, since this bookshelf is here, out of character, are there any books there, or is it still like
Yeah.
how? Okay.
So the bookshelf now has a new book on it, and it actually is. You can see Sue on the front cover, but all decked out in her Flavor like costume, and she's in the front. It's a manga. It's a manga comic book, and complete with flipping from right to left instead of left to right. But yeah, it's there, and if you open it up, it actually shows like the 5 of you in it doing your thing against the monsters, like almost word for word what happened, pretty much.
Okay, Star will see this and like he'll be like looking through it. He'll be like, "Oh my God, guys!" He said, "Y'all need to come over here, quick, fast, in a hurry." And he'll stop and think about it because he remembers black powder took off his leg. He says, "BP, I'll come to you." He'll grab whoever next to him. He'll grab their hand because that's how Star is. And if Stu's next to him, he'll grab her hand and he'll be like flying, running, like dragging her along over to BP and be like, "Look, you're a superhero!" And he'll like have like the book like in black powder's face.
That's so cool. It's like one of my favorite mangas.
You're on the cover.
That's so trippy, but so cool, she says. And at that moment, her eyes start to turn into stars. That's so cool.
He'll be like, "It is." So he'll sit next to black powder. He'll have the book open and he'll be like, "Look," he said, "here's where we first showed up in the library. Here's where we first met Sue. Here's where we first bought the what was it, spaghetti monsters?" Yeah, so he's like reading everything, all enthusiastic, and he'll be like, "Oh my God, it's our transformations!" Like he's like flipping out and super excited. He's actually looking more glowy than usual. So from there, he'll put the bookmark inside the book and say, "What do we do with this now?"
The last time we put the bookmark in the silver thing.
I was gonna say, is there anything else on that bookshelf? Isn't that where you found that bookmark in the first place?
Star's not sure. He saw the manga and then he didn't look anywhere else, so he's not sure if there's anything else in the bookshelf.
I'll check it out.
Yeah, so Sam, you're gonna go to the bookshelf, and you do see 2 new bookmarks. One of which has this symbol in it, another has this symbol in it. 2 new bookmarks.
Frankie goes to the refrigerator. He's thirsty, so he's gonna open it up.
You'll get to the refrigerator. It'll transform to a super futuristic refrigerator. And it actually starts talking. And as you touch it, and it says ID, and there's like a sort of like this light comes out and it kind of scans your body. And then it does a iris scan of your eyes. And then it'll say, "Frankie identified. Welcome, Frankie. What should we prepare today?"
I would like a ice caramel macchiato, please.
Okay, so think like the Jetsons, the Foodoreka cycle, the Jetsons. So the fridge starts to shake a little bit, and then out pops out the caramel dish that you asked for.
And it's a drink. It's a drink. Drinking. Yeah, he's drinking the basically Starbucks. He's like,
yeah, it just pops out in a slot.
It's just like starts drinking, and then he like walks over to you guys with a Starbucks. It's just very nonchalant, like.
Starby like, "Can I get one of those?"
Oh, okay. I don't see why not. And he goes and gets another one.
Yeah, you can have it create another one. And Sue's gonna say, "Wow, Blue, that's super sci-fi stuff."
Well, yes, that's where I come from. That's my home. We have a lot of technology and science.
You come from a sci-fi world? I've always wanted to visit a sci-fi world.
Well, it's just sci.
After Frankie gets Star his drink, I want to try to pull him aside a little bit. While everybody else is going through the manga with Star and Sue, I want to pull you aside a little bit and just kind of nonchalantly, with my back to everybody else, show you the 2 bookmarks and just say, these 2 are kind of different for me, but I have a feeling if we use one of them and end up somewhere, the last one, as different and strange and colorful as it was, I worry about where we're going to end up and how it's going to affect everybody. So the kid especially, we got to make sure Black Powder kind of keeps the kid to the side, and between me and you, try to keep everybody moving forward but safe. I think we're the best to do it. So what do you think on these 2 symbols?
So if it's like the other one, it's gonna take us someplace.
Yeah.
And I don't really know what these really are. What is this, little hearts?
Hearts is
So like love, friendship, and then the other one is, what is that? Like a spaceship? Is that UFO? Is that an alien?
the alien makes me think of some type of
Looks like my helmet.
It does look like your helmet, actually. Yes.
Maybe
Well-
that's for my world.
maybe, but you said your world wasn't very safe.
I mean, sorry. Generation gap here. What's an alien?
Alien is like, in the stories that I read, are beings from another planet.
Yeah,
You mean like
Martians.
star?
Venusians.
Yeah, from other worlds.
Like star.
Like, excuse me?
Honestly, it's like all of you, we're all from different worlds. We're all aliens to each other. But yes, like Star.
So wait, you said that shape over there looks like your helmet?
Yeah, it reminds me of my helmet. See? And then I show the helmet. It kind of looks like that with the eyes.
So if it takes you back to your world, maybe we can help your friend who got shot.
That would
If
be
they're
good.
Still okay.
I hope so.
I think a friend in need is something good. If we can help Frankie out like we helped Sue, I'm all for it.
I like this plan.
So should we try the helmet bookmark?
I think so. I think Frankie definitely needs the help. And let's pop that in the font and see what happens.
Okay.
I'm gonna get my peg leg back on. Before we go anywhere.
Frankie will take the bookmark and says like, well, are we all ready?
Yeah, let's just see the aliens.
Yeah,
I'm
let's go
Really paying
save me.
attention to the conversation.
I want to go behind a black powder as you're putting your peg leg on. Just kind of, put my hand on your shoulder and lean in and kind of whisper in your ear. You got to keep the kids safe. Frank, I'll try to stay in front if anything goes wrong. Just keep the kids safe.
Sounds like a plan.
And then I'll take a gulp of the rum, even though it's nasty, and be ready to go.
Cool. So everybody's agreeing to use the spaceship-looking bookmark. Okay. So you're going to drop the bookmark into the big bowl of silver liquid, and it's pretty much going to react exactly the same way it did. It's going to start to glow, and then the silver liquid just washes all over you. And once again, you feel this strange sensation that you get when you transform over to other worlds. And everything starts to shape around you and morph around you until finally you find yourself back in that forest that Frankie was in when Agatha got shot. And it's almost like time unpaused. So no time has really lapsed since you left your world. So there's that scene again where the kids are hovering over Agatha's body and Felix is kind of freaking out. Before we unpause the action though, there are other things that's been going on with all of you characters. First of all, the biggest change is that anyone who is older than early 20s, you are now either a teenager or are in your early 20s. So that probably affects Black Powder and Sam, I think.
Yes.
Because everybody else is either a teenager or early 20s. The other thing I will say is these are all lifted from Alex's questionnaire. So there's a bunch of rules, and these are all temporary only while you're in this world. So first of all, PCs, all the PCs are the quote-unquote chosen outsiders. So social stigma, minority group, minus 10 points. With a destiny major, 10 points to save Victor, country / world. This is probably something that's gonna really happen in game though. So romance is intertwined, and things just happen to get people together and romanced. So lecherous with 1 level of serendipity. Characters are young, fun, and good-looking, but they cannot see their own beauty. So physical appearance is improved by up to 12 character points, no higher than very handsome / beautiful, but they cannot see their own reflections via supernatural features. So no reflection, minus 10 points, which is really funky for a lot of you probably. Any PC entering the world, as I said, becomes a younger version themselves if older than 24. Players must pick an age for their PC between 15 and 24. All other physical attributes, advantages, and disadvantages remain the same. Before, obviously, like I said, the obvious thing is I'm sure Frankie's going to be anxious to see what's going on with Agatha. But before we get to that and unpause, I want to get at least what is the initial reaction to the fact that either you turned young or that some of your other characters have turned young.
So Black Powder, significantly younger, now looking to probably be around 20, 21 years old. Ginger hair. A darker ginger.
I like.
I do you
I like.
and it's kind of short and actually kind of curly. He has a little bit of a beard going very light currently, well trimmed. He has both his eyes and both his legs, but he does still have some scars. His face has already looked a little weathered at this point. Definitely younger, but still looks older than he actually is, kind of situation. But actually fairly handsome, and I'll post a picture of him in Discord for you guys.